Hello, I'm Sora Luxon, and this is Lesson 13, Money Magic and Love Spells, because I have a bunch of questions on both of those in my email. But first, a humble and sincere thank you. Thank you to all of the people who have messaged their support for Lux Occult Supply and this humble YouTube channel. Thank you. It's my privilege to be surrounded by such amazing individuals as yourselves. I'm trying my best to get through all of your questions. Be patient with me. I really am doing these podcast videos as fast as I can for you. Also, I am aware of the occasional technical audio issues that arise. Bear with me, everybody. I haven't been doing this very long. I'll get the technical issues worked out within a few more weeks, I hope. Also, to the person who asked the question about a circle being broken and what to do, first of all, learn how to do a banishing of the lesser pentagram. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm bringing it up again here because it seems like an inquiry, the answering of which others may also benefit from. As I mentioned before, step-by-step tutorials of a lesser pentagram banishing, a simple but powerful ritual, are all over YouTube. And it is applicable to all types of magical interference. If a circle's broken, if a space feels wrong, if someone's having a lot of nightmares when they stay in a hotel room on a business trip, if you just feel a little off personally before beginning your work, if elementals are confronting you with a host of nuisance problems, whatever the scenario, if you feel at all iffy, unclear, or unable to settle or resettle in the case of an interrupted circle, and you can't get into that calm, authoritative space, into your cool, clear, magical working, then doing a lesser pentagram banishing is going to help. A Kabbalistic cross ritual also works very well here. You can also look that up. Look up and call in the light, right? Do both if you can. I always do both with or without interference during the course of my daily practices. Most Hermetic magicians do. It's a very common part of a ritualistic magical ceremony. So do one or both of those, and like always, remember to close your circle when you're finished with your practice. Now on to the interesting things, which you know with me aren't going to be the run-of-the-mill nonsense you heard 100 times before about these two specific subjects, love and money. In fact, I'm going to say exactly the opposite of what many people who dabble in magic do and what they try to promote. That is, namely, you should always be doing money magic. There's nothing even the slightest bit wrong with it, but you're doing it absolutely wrong, probably. Real magicians know that. And they also know that it's not evil or greedy. There's never been a problem with money magic. A full fourth of the tarot is covered in coin symbols. And I'll explain why it's okay and a good thing for you to be doing, and why you should be doing it as much as you can. And no, it has nothing to do with greed. Quite the opposite. As for the other thing that's so commonly requested and hyped and done incorrectly, or more frighteningly, done correctly, love spells or love magic. No, never do love spells. Not the kinds that are being referred to commonly. No. Those actually are as close as you can get to the most ignorant form of baneful, harmful magic available to hurt others and yourself with. And again, I'll explain why from the perspective of real occultism. First, on money magic. People really seem to approach money magic two ways a majority of the time, both of which are incorrect and will manifest in very poor results. One way is to think that you're asking for something, and that must make you greedy or bad or evil. Welcome to the indoctrination of mental insecurity that has been passed into your subconscious by society. Quote unquote, if I were worthy, I would have money or not need it. No. And no. That is absolutely ridiculous. Many worthy individuals are born into nothing. Some of the hardest working people are never rewarded, right? So you can go ahead and dismiss that worthy/unworthy idea that people tend to attach to resource management in their lives. Get it out of your head. It isn't accurate or useful, and needing resources in order to improve yourself and those around you, whatever form those resources might need to be in, that isn't greedy or greed. And it certainly isn't evil or bad. The earliest images we have are of human hands and the hunt, right? Cave paintings, resources needed to survive and improve, along with a signature maybe acknowledging the imagining of those resources as they're being depicted by the painter. A handprint is a type of signature after all, right? It's sort of a I am here statement to anyone who looks at it. A lot of people who do money magic will sign or put their name or their signature onto their money magic. That's why I'm mentioning it. But that cave painting, that hunt type magic, that's money magic right there. Hunt magic is money magic. Ceremonies done to teach, encourage, bring forward a good, rewarding hunt with fruitful resources, right? They drew it on the walls. That's what spelling is. They were doing it before they had an alphabet to work with. Humans have been doing hunt magics since the beginning of recorded history. When you think of tribal leaders, say 1,000 years ago, leading their communities in maybe a ritualistic dance or chant or any type of ceremony to bring good tidings and fruitful outcome to a hunt or harvest so that the whole tribe can eat well and prosper and be healthy and well. Does that seem greedy? Does that seem like that tribal leader is doing that for bad or selfish reasons? No, right? Because money magic is the same thing. It really is. You don't go spear what you eat anymore, or maybe grow your own wheat in the ground. That dollar bill is your spear. See? That's not greedy, just necessary. Now, if a shaman goes out and does some hunt magic that were to kill off all wildlife all at once so he can personally gorge until he explodes, then yes, that's greedy. But when has any shaman ever done that or been able to do that, right? That would be the equivalent of you doing an occult ritual to have every available form of currency in its entirety delivered to you while the world's societal infrastructure implodes as it scrambles to reinvent commerce. And then since you're the only one with money and economies no longer exist, you too, like the shaman, would be the engineer of your own demise. Because all of that money you'd gained would now be rendered useless. Which is why no one does that kind of resource magic, nor is it really ever feasible. And when it is, the outcome and immediate cyclical repercussions are undeniable. Resources that you need can only help you. Resources that you don't will only hinder you. Both will allow you to learn valuable lessons. So money magic, in and of itself, is never bad. Like so much else, it's how it's employed by the practitioner that gives it its direction and energetic return. The second way people think of money magic, that I've seen a lot of, which is all wrong, is that they approach it thinking they're asking for something, right? That's why people even think of doing it in the first place a majority of the time. They approach money magic like, hey, I need $100 to pay this bill I can't afford. Or, I feel like I'm really poor and I'd like an extra couple $100 this week in my paycheck. Or, I want $50 to see if magic actually even works. All right, look at how those mental statements are being phrased in the mind where they're the most powerful energetically. You have words like want, need, extra, would like. None of that is going to work the way that they think they want it to. Why? I need is really saying I don't have and require. And saying I don't have, that is coming at magic from a poverty mindset. And it's only ever going to have a magical return that's energetic is the intention you've just admitted to. It's like saying, I need. And what magic hears is, I lack. So magic will happily then encourage, reinforce, and promote that you lack, thereby fulfilling your true set intention. You can't trick magic. Thinking something like, I'd like extra, is a way of saying it's extra and therefore unnecessary. Saying you would like it means you already have what you do not like and do not have what you would like, thereby reaffirming your unquestioned possession of having what you do not want to have. And magic will hear that. The word want works the same way, reaffirming and enforcing that you are and stay in a want state. And not to mention, people almost always limit the amount to a number that's usually far less than what they could actually make use of well, and also far less than what magic can and will supply you with. And limiting specifically where it should come from, the paycheck, the family member, here's where I expect to find this extra money I'm asking for, blah, 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 whatever, right? Again, why? Why would you willfully place limitations on the incoming amount or direction of healthy resources meant to improve your life? These reasons are why incoming money magic doesn't work for most people. It's because they're dabblers or they simply don't know what they're doing. They look up some joke of a magic spell, right? Quote unquote magic spell online or in a book. And then they scribble down or say some nonsense out loud or gather some ingredients asking for what they want, while usually also on a much deeper level believing what they're doing is wrong and therefore probably won't work anyway. That's a mess. So no, that's not actual occult magic, nor will it ever work or be useful to anyone. You are a part of magic. Hunting magic supplies you with the resources to be useful. There is nothing wrong with being useful, and there is nothing but good in it when done correctly. And it will provide. It has provided. It is providing. Whatever form of money magic you choose, and there are many, many forms of it, spells, rituals, invocations, whatever form you choose, approach it in this manner, authoritatively, acknowledging what you already have, visualizing and sensing as fully as possible the moment the resources arrive, feeling the gratitude, joy, humility you feel as those resources arrive. See yourself spending those resources the way you want to, touching, hearing, seeing, smelling those moments. Saying aloud in present tense, by my will, I am wealthy. By my will, I have resources. By my will, I have money. By my will, I have these finances. Then your money magic is going to work. And it will work as strongly as the emotion and energy you put into the spell. You are prosperous. And you're an occultist. You're way ahead of the curve if you're listening to this YouTube podcast and you know it. Be okay with that and with how awesome you are. And I'm out of time. So why love spells are always baneful and dangerous and really, really awful and you should never do them, we'll have to wait. Until next time.